welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV screen to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. And hello again, people. Hello and welcome to Thursday. Yes, Thursday, the fourth day of the week. The standard working week, that is. Thursday, the day which is almost Friday. Yes, people, you know it and I know it. Friday is just around the corner. So, it's time for us to get Thursday out of the way. It's time for us to power our way through Thursday. And then we'll have cleared a path to the door of Friday. And that's fantastic. All right then, if we're all ready, then we can make a start, can't we? So, yesterday we had a look at some opposites, but I also promised that we were going to learn some new verbs, didn't I? Yes, and that's what's coming up now. Well, perhaps learn isn't the correct word. I mean, it's possible that we already know some of these verbs, but what we're going to do today is check that we know the past simple forms of those verbs, and then we're going to go further and see what the past participles for those verbs are. So, let's see some verbs. To be, to become, to begin, to break, to bring, to buy, to catch, to choose, to come, to do, to drive, to eat, to fall, to feel, to find. Alrighty, dokey blokey, let's all do the hokey no. So let's make a start on these verbs, and let me tell you straight away that none of these verbs are regular. Yes, these 15 verbs are all irregular verbs, and we all know what that means, don't we? Yes, it means that they're all irregular verbs. So, what does all that mean? Yes, you guessed it. That means that we have to learn the past participle form and then remember it. Store it somewhere in our heads until we need that information. All right, less talk, more action. Or as Elvis used to say, a little less conversation, a little more action, please.
My mama, she told me don't worry about the size. She says girls like a little more bully to hold at night.
All right, let's get it on. So, first verb first, the verb to be. Okay, now, what does it mean? Eh? Oh, God, I don't know. It means to be, to exist. I am, I exist, or to be present. Are there any monkeys here? Or to take place. The exhibition will be in November. Or it means to occupy a place in space. My house is next to the bus station. Or it could be used to talk about the state of something, the quality of something, the identity of something, the nature of something. It's a very versatile verb. Anyway, you all know the verb to be, and I'm betting that you all know the past simple form. Am I right? Yes, I am, aren't I? The past simple form, well, in fact, that's not quite right, is it? The verb to be has got two forms in the past simple, hasn't it? Yes, was and were. Was for the first person singular and the third person singular, and were for all the other subject forms. Okay, so that's the past simple form. What about the past participle? Well, the past participle for the verb to be is been. Be, was, were, been. Next, to become. Meaning, well, become means to begin to be, or to grow to be, or to qualify. Okay, and what's the past simple form? Become, becomes, became. Good. And what about the past participle form? Become, became, and the past participle, become. Become, became, become. Next, to begin. Another way of saying to start. Past simple form. Begin in the past simple is began. And what about the past participle? Begun. Begin, began, begun. Next, the verb to break. Well, what does it mean? Well, it means to turn something from one thing into pieces for a start. It also means to make something not work and to injure a bone so that that bone isn't in one piece anymore. And let's not forget that we use break to mean interrupt. And there are other meanings, but that's enough for now. So break becomes what? In the past simple, break becomes broke. Okay, and what about the past participle? Broken. Break, broke, broken. Next! Aha! the verb to bring, the opposite of the verb to take. And what does it mean? Well, it means to go with someone or something to a place. Okay, it also means to cause, as in, the military campaign brought the government to its knees. But we can deal with that later. What about the past simple form? Bring becomes brought. And the past participle form? Brought. Yes, the past simple form and the past participle forms are the same. Bring, brought, brought. Next. Aha! The verb to buy. When we exchange money for things. Yes! We go to the supermarket to buy things. Well, most of us do. Eddie Finn doesn't. He prefers to go to the supermarket to shoplift things. But, well, we all know where that adventure led, don't we? Yes, buying from the supermarket is a much better idea. Otherwise, you might end up being nabbed by Dave Squid or his partner, Robin Whiffle. And after that Pac-Man-esque chase scene, oh, don't start Alfredo and Dave off again. Anyway, if you get caught, then that'll mean, at the very least, an interview with Dave's superior. So, it's best if we just buy the things we need, okay? And what's the past simple form of the verb to buy? Buy becomes bought. Similar in sound to the past simple form of bring, isn't it? Bring, brought, buy, bought. Okay. And what about the past participle form? Buy, bought, bought. So, another irregular verb which has the same form for the past simple and the past participle. Buy, bought, bought. Next. Aha, the verb to catch. And what does it mean? Well, it means to intercept and hold something. It means to capture. It means that something gets tangled up in something else. It means to reach in time and get onto, like onto a train or bus or plane or something. It means to contract an illness, to get an illness. So there are lots of meanings for this one, but what's the past simple form? Catch becomes caught. That's also similar in sound to the other two, isn't it? And what about the past participle form? Catch, caught, caught. So another irregular verb which has the same form for the past simple and past participle forms. Catch, caught, caught. Next. The verb to choose, the synonym for select, pick or decide on. Okay, so what's the past simple form? Choose becomes chose. And the past participle? Choose, chose, chosen. All right, next. To come. The verb which means the opposite of to go. The verb which means to move nearer, to approach, to arrive, reach, to happen. And there are more meanings too. But what's the past simple form? Come becomes came. Okay. And what about the past participle form? Come, came, come. Okay. Next. To do. The verb which means to do. To carry out, to execute, to perform, to accomplish, to complete, to act, to present, and many, many more. All right, and what's the past simple? Do becomes did. Good. And what about the past participle? Do, did, done. Great. Next. An easy one. The verb to drive, the opposite of, well, I don't know, walk? But isn't walk the opposite of run? And what about stand? No, I don't think that I can think of an opposite for the verb to drive. Anyway, to drive, to operate, to steer, to manage, to go by car, to propel, to push, and more as well. Okay, what's the past simple form? Drive becomes drove. Good. And what about the past participle? Drive, drove, driven. Okay, next. To eat, the opposite of to drink? Well, perhaps. I'm not sure. Anyway, to eat, to consume, to have a meal, and the past simple, eat becomes ate. Okay. And what about the past participle? Eat, ate, eaten. Good. Next. To fall, the opposite of, well, I don't know. Stand up. To fall, to drop, to move from a higher level to a lower level, to drop to the ground, to lose your balance and end up on the floor, to decrease in number, and many, many more. Okay, so enough of the definitions. What about the past simple form? Fall becomes fell. Okay, and what about the past participle form? Fall, fell, fallen. Great. Next, the verb to feel. To feel, to touch or be touched, to become aware of something by touching, to experience and more. So, what's the past simple form? Feel becomes felt. Okay, and what about the past participle form? Feel, felt, felt. Aha! Another irregular verb where the past simple form and the past participle are the same. Next, and it's the last one in the list, to find, to not lose, to discover, to reach, and more. Okay, so what's the past simple form? Find becomes found, and the past participle? Find, found, found. So again, another irregular verb where the past simple and past participle forms are the same. Okay, so those are the verbs for the day. And now, well, let's just have a little practice with those verbs, shall we? Have a look at the following sentences and see if you can select, pick, or even choose the correct answer from the 4 possible answers. All right, as usual, we'll do the first one together, okay? Number 1, a convict escaped from prison yesterday evening. The police, search for him. The police started their search for the convict last night, and they still look. They haven't found the man yet. A, search, are looking. B, is searching, look. C, was searching, was looking. D, are searching, are looking. All right, well, that wasn't too hard, was it? Well, let's just check it and see if there are any problems with that one, shall we? All right, so first things first, what's a convict? Well, the verb to convict is where we need to start. To convict someone of a crime is when someone is found guilty of a crime. After the judge and the jury have heard all the evidence, they then decide if the person is innocent or guilty. If they decide that the person is innocent or not guilty, then they're communicating the message that this person didn't commit the crime. This person didn't do anything wrong. The police have got the wrong person. So, if the judge and jury decide that the person is innocent or not guilty, then they don't convict that person. If, on the other hand, the judge and jury decide that this person did commit the crime, then they say that this person is guilty. They convict this person. And when a person is convicted, then they become a convict. We get the noun from the verb, and the noun means someone who has to stay in prison. A convict, a prisoner, they're the same thing. Okay, on we go. So, someone who should be in prison escaped and has gone on holiday from prison. So obviously, the police get the job of finding the escaped convict and taking them back to prison. And so, which answer is the correct one? A? No. The first verb is in the present simple, but this isn't something that the police do generally, is it? No. They're doing it now, but it's not exclusively what they do, is it? No. But what about the second part of A? Well, that's okay, isn't it? Yes, we're talking about something which is happening now or around now. Present continuous. So A is half right. What about B? Nope. There we've got the same 2 tenses but the other way around, so the same problem as A. What about C? No. What tense are we using in C? Yes, that's right, it's the past continuous, but we're talking about now, not then. So it must be D. Yes, D is the correct answer. We need the verbs, both verbs, to be in the present continuous, don't we? Yes, because as we can see, the police are still looking for the convict. They haven't found the prisoner. Well, the ex-prisoner, really. So, if the search is still ongoing, it's still happening. The police are still looking for this person. Present continuous for both verbs. A convict escaped from prison yesterday evening. The police are searching for him. The police started their search for the convict last night, and they're still looking. They haven't found the man yet. And on that note, a rather worrying note really, I hope they catch him soon. I'm not sure I want to be walking about with an escaped convict running about the city, hiding behind trees and things like that. Well, fingers crossed that the police will catch him soon. I'm going to rush home. And then, when I get home, I'm going to lock the door. I'll see you all tomorrow. Well, hopefully. And tomorrow's which day? Yes, that's right. It's not Tuesday. Damn right it's not Tuesday. Okay, people, have fun, whatever you do, for the rest of the afternoon, and have a great evening. I'll see you all tomorrow. www.mediaclick.hu. See you tomorrow. See you later. Bye.